So here we are back at this is dog shit. We are putting the roll cage in the Mighty Monty. Wanted to keep the 6x9 still in this thing. So I took the bars, brought them all the way over, and I wanted to miss the trunk so I can get the trunk to close comfortably in and out. And we're just to the outside here, probably about a 3/8 of an inch over the wheel well, and we're gonna be able to slap them down right there. I put the bars pretty much right about centered where you would go through a 6x9, you'd be right here, you'd be right here. You'd be working around the cage. Plus the fact that if I can take those bars and bring them all the way out as far as I can close to the window, it gives it more room back here. Plus he wants to bring his grandbabies with him, and it's not directly over their heads, it's kind of out of the way. So it's a little extra work to do this, but it's what he wants, it's what he gets. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but man, do I hate freaking undercoating. Ugh. Just, when I do a trunk, I don't spray it down with undercoating. I just don't. That's what you put underneath on a car, and even then on the underside of a car, I normally don't undercoat a car. I normally sand everything down really nice, I prime it, and then I like the old-fashioned, it would be like black and aqua, like trunk spatter paint. I like that stuff. Just doing undercoating to me always seems like you're trying to like hide a mistake. Hey, nobody's ever gonna know, but when you look at it, it's just this thick, nasty undercoating. Ugh. And then you gotta weld to it. And as you can see, even being that far away from it, it still lights it on fire. It's still like the liquid still will get close to your weld and then screw your weld up. Then you gotta grind that down and go over. I just hate freaking undercoating. So those bars are nice and tucked in. It's above the quarter windows back there to where everything goes in nice and smooth. You can see where I kind of carved around it. We're good. Now I'm gonna get the seatbelt bar in and we're gonna start figuring out the swing outs. So here's a little trick for you guys when you're cutting your roll cage. Now this already has the notch in it, but it's still too dang wide. So what I have to do is, I gotta bring this in about 1.25 inches. Now, you can do this with a cutoff wheel and make the rounded edge that you're looking for. It's all in how much of an angle you tilt this at. Look at the tip. Now, if I take it and I tip it like this, see how I'm not matching my angle through here? That's why I Sharpied all this so you guys could see. If I do my angle about like that, see how it matches that Sharpie mark? So when I'm right here and I'm starting on the top, I'm gonna cut through and I'm just gonna go straight through this way. And then I'm gonna take it and flip it over and go straight through the other way. And there we go. Now that I got done hitting it with my flap wheel, just make sure you get these inner edges here and here and just run it through, and that's it. There we go. And I know you guys have probably seen it and like, you got a nitrous tank in there, you're welding by a nitrous tank. Guys, the tank is empty, so don't worry about it. The back section is pretty much done. Now it's on to the swing outs. One little hiccup that I had right here. There is a Pro Series and a Standard Series swing out that you can buy from Rhodes Race Cars. Both are great. I like their stuff. The Pro Series is what we ended up picking up. Should have got the standard one. Now, you're gonna have them actually go right onto a tube, which is great. You know, you think, oh man, that's a great little bracket. That works awesome. So this will fit on just like that. Well, I have to cut this guy off. This slips inside, and then that's what it's gonna attach to. So this will be sitting there like that. I still have to grind it a little bit to match the angle. Not a problem. That's going off the floor. So you have to take this bracket, stick it on the floor, and then have that go to it. that I would not suggest to do. These are gonna be little standoffs. So this is gonna be almost like if you had an A-pillared on it. This will go on that 6x6 plate. All I did was I chopped it. I made a cap top for it so you could see it. Obviously it's cool enough to, to handle. I just ground it down to where it'll look like this. We'll paint it up, it'll look nice and pretty. So now this will come off the plate, and then I already got one that's angle cut. Then I have something actually good to bite on, just like what you would do for a regular roll cage. We are done. Check it out. This turned out freaking nice. I'm digging this thing, man. We got the Outlaw shifter in it too. That's all put in, ready to rock and roll. Still have to move the tack over, but you can see how nice and tight everything is. The kids can get in the back. They can hang onto this bar like a roller coaster ride because they are going to have some fun in this thing. And then, let me grab my light here. Like I said, in the trunk, we got plenty of room to be able to fit a cooler, chairs, and still be able to put a kicker box in the back and all that stuff. So we have tons and tons of room in here. I think this all turned out pretty nice. Found this thing out on Marketplace. This is a Glass Tech 4-inch pin-on hood for the good old mighty Monty here. And we have this kit from CVF. This is an entire power steering kit, all polished. This one we're gonna crack open. We're gonna get that put on here as well. I ended up lowering the gauges down on this thing so we can fit the hood. Now this is supposed to mount right off the front of the block, so nothing off the exhaust manifold headers. That's part of the reason why I wanted to do this guy. So everything's also supposed to be all polished out, ready to rock and roll. That's one of the things that made it nice, because you know the factory ones are black, all steel, kind of shitty, kind of crappy. Here's the pulley for it. Oh, bleed. Oh yeah, that's nice. And then this is basically supposed to be a stock power steering pump that they just, I think they just chrome plated it, or if it's a full aluminum one, I think they chrome plated it. Let's see. Because when I called them, they were like, you know, it's pretty much a Saginaw standard pump. One of the things I asked for, because this motor is going to be spinning 7,000 RPMs, was, you know, can it handle it? And he told me, he's like, you know, I got guys that are spinning that all day long. You know, it's nice polished aluminum brackets. Same thing there. I mean, that's pretty trick, man. Plus the entire kit itself is supposed to have all your fittings. Obviously it's got the lines and all that, so for under 500 bucks, this ain't bad. Now, so far, this is what I like about it. Here, let me go underneath. See how you got your rear bracket, your front bracket? Yeah, and we ain't going off that frickin' header back there. Everything should be off of this guy. I hope this is kind of like a nice alternator bracket where everything is nice and just tight against it. This should eliminate that use of having to use the header bolt and where things don't line up really well. Now that fits the front end perfectly with all the aluminum brackets and just the aluminum pulleys and all that. But besides looking good, well, we got ourselves a little problem. This one's, little. Now you can see why the pulley ain't fitting quite right. We're gonna have to space it out. Plus, to me, it looks like it's going and kicking it back. That is all the spacers, and add washers into these areas to make it go back. That is not lining up for diddly squat. I have been at this thing for a couple of hours now, shimming this, moving this, doing that. Holy cow, I hate aftermarket. Even OEM is a pain in the butt. This is where I finally got this thing. Now you can see where I got everything lined up. It's way better, but it seems like I still have a little bit of a pitch on it. I've shimmed in here. You can see the shims I got down inside there where I got 3 washers on both sides. This little back bolt down in here, I've shimmed that. But this is where the freaking problem lies. Look at this. If you look at that setup, look at that pulley. It is worse here at the bottom than what it is at the top. You can see how I got everything shimmed. I am fighting the living crap out of this thing. How the instructions go were way worse than this. A shim here and a shim here equals this shim, and this is This is dog shit. So is the headache over? I don't know. Got the braided lines all put on there. Do they come with all the fittings you need? No. No, they don't. They come with a straight, a 90, and some cheap hose clamp looking thing that's supposed to look like an AN fitting, which is garbage. It just makes all the braided ends get frayed, so you just take the hose clamp out of that. I had to put in two of my own, a 45 and a 180. The 180 is back here on this guy to make it come around and come forward. That's what this line is. And then the 45 I got up here. Why you would put a straight going like this and then coming up and going straight and not having two 90s doesn't make sense to me. So am I super happy with the kit? No. That right there, that's almost 4.5 hours to get to that point. This should not take that long to do. I like the pieces. They look good. But fitment, absolute just blech. Yes, the headache is done. Yes, here we go. Look at that. That is looking so much prettier now. Oh, my boy's gonna be happy with that setup. Now I'm working on the breather setups. I normally don't run regular breathers going in because how many times do they leak? So we just run a nice breather overflow canister in that sense. I have to make a longer line because I had things connected to the cylinder heads, relocated some nitrous stuff. Radiator's in. It's a great Howell radiator with twin fans on that. One-way alternator's all hooked up. Next thing going on this, once I get these couple of little things finished off, is the nitrous. That's right. So if you guys are interested in seeing a progressive, programmable nitrous box get hooked up to a kit and you want to know how to do it, well, I'm going to show you. It's not super complicated. Just take your time. We'll get through it. There is a lot that got done in this episode on this car, and I am so happy for that. We will be making a maiden voyage here pretty damn quick. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see what's going on. Till we meet again, my friends, I'll see you on the next one.